more like something, yeah.
So, how you doing over there?
Oh, just fine.
Oh, great.
We're just playing around.
Yep. Can you actually hear it out of the speakers?
Out of those? Yeah, I don't know how loud you've got it. I mean, obviously I'm hearing it in the monitor.
Okay.
Have a seat.
Okay.
And we're
Add your camera?
yeah. So check it out. So open up your phone, scan that
Okay.
QR code, and that'll take you to the OBS Ninja.
OBS Ninja.
Yeah, it'll do it all for you.
Okay. Am I doing this right?
Let's see. Just put it in there. There it goes. So then you click on the add your camera,
Okay.
and then let Braden know what that web address is that it's giving you, and then that'll add your camera onto the live stream.
Okay. I need to get my glasses.
Yeah.
I just stole your phone.
Yeah, that's the one cumbersome
Sounds
part of
good.
it is that the address is just a little wonky. So if he's got it right there, then it's easy to add in.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the way that it works is that OBS is the software, so it's online broadcasting software,
Okay.
and so like my phone is running the OBS website, and the address is plugged into the computer, which is then sending that video signal back here, and that's where the broadcast is coming from. So the camera doesn't have to be wired, and it doesn't have to be in the same room. We could do that from Topeka if we wanted to, and still have it in the
So you
same
can be
broadcast.
two different places.
Yes.
Yep.
And you can use any kind of phone.
Yes.
Yep.
Any smartphone that has web capabilities. All you need is an internet signal.
It's magical.
Yeah. And then the cool thing,
Oh
like,
my gosh.
oh, and yeah, feel free to throw the headphones on so you can
Okay.
monitor. So yeah, the trick with all this, of course, is there's your camera.
Oh, right on.
So see how Braden just integrated that into the whole thing just by putting the OBS on there. So we put it onto the phone holder, and you're good to go.
And it's just that easy.
Oh my gosh.
And so there's your
It
microphone.
sounds like a professional radio show.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me know if it's too loud for you.
Okay.
Check it to check. Check it to check. Hello.
Well,
I can always keep going.
Oh, go down just a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yep.
I can keep talking
yeah,
and talking.
I guess that's good.
It's comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, we've got this all. The sound is running the microphones through the PodTrack P4, and then we've all got our headphones so we can monitor it. But
Okay.
then the output is going into the computer, which is part of the broadcast.
Okay.
So, and then you can see on the TV screen that we've got there what that broadcast looks like. So that's the basics of the setup. So what's the problem that you're trying to solve?
So I'm in my house, and there would be an instructor at their house,
Uh-huh.
and we're all online together doing a webinar with people who come in and participate in the webinar.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like a workshop.
Sure.
Online workshop.
Are you guys using Zoom or is
Yeah.
it? Okay. There is amazing thing with the OBS Ninja. What we're using for getting our cameras and everything is very similar to Zoom. The nice thing with the OBS is I'm finding it has less latency. It sounds better overall, and it's free.
So what I'm hearing now is what we would hear on a
It's
recording.
going to be very close. Right now, we're all talking into this interface here, which is the Zoom P4. From there, it's going directly into the computer and being streamed.
Okay.
But because this has much better converters than your average computer does, this is going to sound better to begin with.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
And the
to me.
advantage to it, you can use it like a mixer, and so you can control the sound before it goes into the computer. But then you can also use whatever microphones you want.
Okay.
So you're not stuck with like the microphone on your computer or something like that. So you can, like I'm using the Heil PR40. Hey Braden, what microphone does Vanessa have? I don't know that one.
She has the Lewitt line. It was one I happened to find on YouTube one day.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there listening, and I was like, holy cow, these are fantastic. We actually have this one, which is the
Oh,
ATP 440.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of their standard vocal mic. I'm absolutely impressed with it.
Yeah, the quality on that's great.
Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds really nice. I know a little bit more of their condenser stuff, and we've got a couple of the small condensers as well. We're testing out to see if we like and think that we can sell.
Okay.
But
We
yeah.
have a sound system that we purchased a few years back that has a couple of microphones.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, I don't know. If
I don't know what system you have, so I couldn't
Yeah.
make a recommendation whether or not it might be good.
Right.
It's
that makes sense.
But yeah, if
So-
it's an XLR microphone, I mean, for at least the setup that we're using here, we're using the P4 as an interface, it would work with that. No problem there. If it's a USB microphone, that's a different situation.
Okay, that makes sense. So this machine here, this converter,
Yep.
would have to be in both. We need two, correct? Like whoever is speaking needs their computer and the converter and the cables and the.
For what we've got it set up, yes. What you can do if you're remotely is you can run the sound through your smartphone and then using OBS use that.
Okay.
I may pull it out later. I've got the Rode Wireless Go 2, which is a wireless microphone system, and you can run that directly into your smartphone and then use that as a source. So I've made videos and things like that using that. So you can always use your smartphone as the audio source. Generally speaking, the mic on that isn't very good.
Yeah.
So you want to run an external mic or something like that into it.
Okay.
But that would solve right now, because we're all at the same table, this works out really well to have everything running through the same mixer and having the one sound source going to the computer.
Right.
But OBS can integrate a whole bunch of different sound sources into it. That's not a problem.
Okay. Because I'm envisioning what we did last year with webinars, and it's more likely that we would not be together.
Yeah.
We'd be in our homes separately.
Yes.
So we'd have to consider, hey, how are we going to do this microphoning?
And if you're presenting, you've got like basically a panel presenting information, the OBS would do that really well, right, Braden?
yes.
Because like I said, you could take all of those separate video and you could be audio sources right from a smartphone and then mix them all on the computer if you wanted to go that route. We're just doing it this way because the quality is slightly better and it's a little bit easier in the overall scheme of things.
If it wasn't live, somebody who didn't have a microphone set up could use their smartphone microphone, and then you could fix it up in the computer for
you could
later
do it live
viewing.
or you could do it for later broadcast. Yeah, either
and
way.
kind of enhance, like you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because all of a sudden I hear myself a little differently.
Yeah, I turned your volume up on your mic a little bit. You're a little further back.
Oh, okay.
Which is perfectly fine. So I was just turning it up so we could actually hear you on the live stream.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
so cool.
So the application for this, if
Loving
you've got like a live meeting or something like that, is you can do a different setup for everybody. So that's what this sheet's all about. So I've got kind of the base rig, which is the P4 plus a mic, stand, and all that. And then for each user, I've kind of set it up as a package where it's just mic, stand, headphones, and you could just keep adding users onto it. I mean, the only limitation sound-wise is the P4 has 4 inputs, but in terms of OBS, you could add an infinite number of cameras. You could have 30 people in on it. It would just look really small on the screen.
Right. Okay, so in regard to the screen, like what we see here in front of us, is that what the computer's seeing?
Yes, actually, so how I have it set up is I can show you here real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, Braden's going to dive off camera for a moment.
Oh, shit. That's so cool. It's like all there. So,
Yes.
I mean, even if you didn't have a monitor at home, the person, like if I'm using my computer at home, I don't need the monitor to also look. I can see it as it needs to be seen.
And again, the software, it's really amazing. You can also share your screen from it. You can share media. So if you have like a video clip you wanted to show, you can create. This is what's called a scene. And so Braden has the scene set up now. I put a purple background on it. I put text on it with the website. I put the logo, but then he added the 3 cameras onto the scene.
Okay.
Well, you can keep adding more elements onto the scene, so it can be virtually anything that you want. It can be another web page. I mean, any of that kind of stuff can be shared to it. There's a little bit of orchestration to making it work for a live broadcast, but yeah, it works for anything.
In our webinars, lots of times we'll have the speaking artist also demonstrating.
Yeah.
And so being able to have that camera on, a few people would have a second camera on their work while they're working, as well as have their base.
And you could do that like
camera.
a split screen.
Okay.
And you can do it live, which is the really cool part.
Okay.
And then, the other thing I was alluding to, we might do it later, is with a floor microphone stand and the phone holder
Okay.
and the wireless microphone, we could take this and do like man on the street interviews, or like go into a seminar and live broadcast that, and we could be heckling like on the Muppet Show while they're doing their thing, and they wouldn't know.
And you're talking about how all of this can all be done without any wires. And
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Well, especially when we've discussed saying, okay, if we have a conference, we have keynote speakers, and we'd like to record those.
Yeah.
We'd like to record those sessions to be made available on the website.
And that's
to our
super
members.
simple to do with this, and it'll do a lot more. And we were talking earlier, if you want to put it behind a paywall or something like that, the easiest way to do that, because like we're live streaming onto our YouTube channel right now, you can do that and then just put it as a private or an unpublished link, and then you just share that with people, and that's how they get into it. So you use YouTube to store it, so you don't have to have all the disk space and all the infrastructure for that, and then it's accessible from anywhere on Earth, or space too, for that matter.
Okay, now I'm at that point where I don't know what questions I'm not asking.
That's okay. I know, like the first time that I really was conceiving of all this, I'm like, whoa. I mean, it's just, we live in the future.
Yeah. Like right now.
Yeah. And it's just, I love I totally geek out for robustness of stuff, and I love the fact that we can use any microphone, any smartphone. We can set it up for whatever we want in terms of how the video looks. I mean, there's just infinite
Flexibility.
Yeah, it can be customized to anything that we want. And like right now, we have tabletop stands. We could use floor stands. We could just use a selfie stick.
I will say one of the coolest things we experimented with is you have the Rode Go 2.
Yeah.
He hooked that directly into his phone.
Okay.
And so he was doing an experiment where he put a mic on the person he's talking to, and he'd have a mic on himself.
Okay.
All of that got sent to OBS through the internet. He was walking in a different part of our building.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I could hear and see everything he was showing.
Like as if we're sitting next to each other
Yes.
Yeah, the only challenge with that, and we've figured out a way to overcome it, was I couldn't hear them.
now. Okay.
Because monitoring back wasn't a thing. So we were talking about using a wireless pack, just a standard thing like, like marching band judges use.
Yeah.
That'll work just fine. And then you could have communication back and forth. Then it's like a remote, like 9 News.
Oh my God, these guys can use this for their tapes.
Yes. That was one of the things that occurred to Ward, that there are really big implications for that.
Yeah, and
so,
it's instantly posted. Nobody has to wait for it.
Precisely.
Oh, y'all, y'all need this.
So yeah, this is just kind of
Okay.
the direction that we've gone in with where the technology is at, but this is real.
Wow. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what else to ask other than, so the format of the video. So this is a video. This turns into a video.
Yes.
Through the OBS software.
Yes.
And then it's like, what's the format of the video?
MOV?
Yeah, I think it's MOV, and you could always translate that into an MP4 or whatever
Oh, really?
like that.
So just like a regular video, just didn't do anything with it. Okay.
Yeah, depending on what software you use. I mean, there are ways of converting from one format to the other.
And, okay, wow. Yeah, that's
Now,
easy.
I will say the one thing I noticed is my camera will keep coming in and out.
Okay.
That's my phone.
That's okay.
my phone.
It's adjusting for
It's
focus.
This is about a 4-year-old phone.
Okay.
And so my phone is just kind of maxed out its life.
Okay.
And so it's not the internet, it's not the software, since we're all using local internet, which has really good signal here, and then our computers are using this hotspot. So we've got a really good upload stream. And I can actually look over here on OBS and I can see a green light. That's telling me that we're uploading at a very stable, good level.
Oh, that's important.
Yes.
See, question I didn't know to ask right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, upload speed matters. And if your upload speed isn't any good, you're probably better off just recording and then disseminating later.
Okay.
We've discovered that, yeah, because if the internet signal is weak or if it's not uploading at a good speed, it's going to look very, very odd.
Okay.
It kind of pixelates on you and does that kind of stuff, but that's not a problem with the equipment, that's a problem with the Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, to me, the biggest implication of this is my old iPhone 8. And I've basically wiped everything off of it, and I just use it as a webcam now.
Oh, okay.
Because I've got the SE now, which is slightly better. But yeah, it works for this. So this is a use for your old smartphones as well. instead of
Wow.
getting rid of them or not getting
Yeah.
any money for them on a trade and keep it and use it as a
Keep it-
webcam.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, that's huge for art teachers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you want to be seen and you want them to see your work,
Yeah.
and your demos and stuff. Oh my God, you could record. Oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
is so cool.
See? That's the brain melting moment. Because you hit that brain melting moment where you're saying, oh, what is this any good for? And you're like, what isn't it good
What
for?
isn't it good for? Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah, that was the how-to to get onto it, and this is the info. I have it all up on the website as to like what the breakdown is of the gear that we're using.
Okay.
I think the microphones are different, but again, you can use whatever mic you want, which is a feature.
So with like what you're purchasing, you've got your stand, you've got your
Yeah.
mixer, you got.
Yeah, I set it up as a base package, so it's got the PodTrack P4, which we're using as the interface, mic cable, one stand with boom, one stand without boom that you could use for your cameras. You could also hook that onto your individual stands. I just did that for simplicity's sake, because if you just got one stand with cameras, then that's just easier.
Right.
And then your mic and your headphones. And then I have a package I did for each additional user.
Okay.
And that would be the stand with boom, mic, cable, headphones, and specifically with the PodTrack, that's good for up to 4 users
Okay.
because that's
Wow.
how many inputs it has.
Ooh, and I cannot wait to share this with my people. They're
Well, show them the video.
yeah, exactly.
That was why we wanted
I
to do
told
it
them
this
it was
way.
coming.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure they'll have questions that I haven't come up
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
So
yeah. Just contact us. Happy to answer.
so we'll be back.
Yay!
I like it.
Vanessa, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. You guys are. This is great.